Welcome to my world, and thank you for stopping by. This channel takes you on a journey of intentional living, self-care, and wellness. Today I will be talking about the highly sensitive person, or HSP. I'll discuss what it is, its characteristics, and how it affects a person. My hope is that by the end of this video, you'll walk away with something to ponder on. Should you enjoy this video, please feel free to like and share it. I'm also keen to hear your views in the comment section about the topic. Also feel free to subscribe to the channel and get notified when I upload more videos like this and more topics to come. For now, let's dive straight. What is high sensitivity or a highly sensitive person? High sensitivity or sensory processing sensitivity, as it is scientifically referred to, refers to a temperament trait that is exhibited in 20% of the population, as well as exhibited in some animals. The highly sensitive person is a term coined by Dr. Elaine, Aron, who is an American clinical psychologist who has specialized in studying this trait and devoted her life's work to it. This term is used to describe adults with the trait, where children are referred to as highly sensitive children, or HSC. So what makes you, me, or anybody be described as an HSP? There is an acronym that is used to break down the identifying markers for the trait. The acronym is DOES.
DOES. Depth of processing, overstimulation, empathy, emotional responsivity, sensitive to subtleties. DOES.
So I'm going to dive into each of these identifying markers and explain how they exhibited as high sensitivity or sensory processing sensitivity. So depth of processing, this is the foundation of the trait. So as a highly sensitive person, one has an existence of processing information in great detail. They often, whether consciously or subconsciously, compare and relate past experiences with current experiences in their life. Often their decision-making capabilities tend to be slower than those without the trait because they consider all of the options available to them before making a final decision. And finally, with depth of processing, people who exhibit this trait innately process information from areas that require deeper brain activation. O is for overstimulation. And this refers to the intensity by which information is gathered and processed. Now, because of this intensity, often sound, noises, and situation leads to a feeling of being worn out or being overwhelmed. Social stimulation is often a big one, where somebody who exhibits the trait of high sensitivity will be out in a social setting, but will often feel like they need to get out of that setting sooner than other people who are still finding the setting enjoyable. It's not about them wanting to be alone, but because of their capacity to be with people within the social setting. Now the E is both for empathy and emotional responsivity. With empathy, they're more compelled to act upon their impulses to assist a person when they feel these emotions that the person is exhibiting. They would therefore act upon creating experiences that create more joy and pleasure within their lives and within those they're exhibiting these feelings. E is also for emotional responsivity. They exhibit a reaction that is greater in both positive and negative experience, and they have the innate ability to garner more reaction from positive experiences. So somebody who exhibits the HSP trait is able to have even such great excitement and joyfulness and playfulness from an experience that is positive than somebody who doesn't. Now the S part, which is sensitivity to subtleties, involves picking up on the finer details using the senses. This is picking up on things that generally somebody who doesn't have the trait wouldn't particularly notice. Now, some people would think this is the highlight of the HSP trait. However, the highlight is first on depth of processing, because picking up on subtleties requires a deeper level of processing. So you wouldn't be able to pick up on smaller details or finer details using the senses without that depth of processing. Through picking up on subtleties, HSPs are also able to enjoy the simple pleasures of life to a great extent when those who do not exhibit the trait. How does being highly sensitive affect the brain? Now, I first heard about this term in 2019 and I started doing research into Dr. Elaine's work as well as other professionals who specialize in the field on the topic. So I went on to his website and there are a few questions which a visitor would ask themselves to listen if this is trait or not. Yes, having to do very extensive to-do lists in a short space of time makes me frustrated. Yes, I do tend to withdraw from situations where I find it just too much for me. Yes, I plan out my life to avoid situations which are upsetting and overstimulating. Yes, my inner life is very rich and complex. What goes on inside this is a horror sometimes. And yes, I have been mistakenly labeled as being shy or reclusive when I was young. And yes, I have heard and been labeled with the infamous adage that I think every HSP has heard, that you're too sensitive. So with all of these questions that I answered, predominantly yes to, this is just a few of them. I'm not a website. I established that I am one of the 20%. So what is the takeaway from all of this? The takeaway is I have learned to accept myself as it is. I have learned to cater to my needs and to express them to those around me the best way that I can without imposing them on them. I have been learning to set boundaries which honor me and honor me living with this trait. In the end, truly, there's nothing extraordinary about this trait. Considering the entire population, I think almost 8 billion now, 20% of 8 billion, 16 million. And that is 1 in 5 people. So for every 5 people that you know, there is 1 who has that trait. It's me, it's you, it's everyone in 5%. So essentially, we're not extraordinary, we're not special. We're just people who are aware of themselves and are conscious of how they show up in the world. For me, it boils down to exercising what's best for me. While I've had my fair share of feeling different, I've also grown comfortable with moving against it. I feel that it's up to every individual to learn more about themselves and learn more who they are, and also embrace their changing selves. I think every day is a gift, and choosing to learn and discover more about ourselves each day is the purpose that we are all here to live our lives for. So if you feel informed about this video and want to learn more about high sensitivity or HSP or sensory processing sensitivity, I have linked some resources down in the description box below. Whether you exhibit the HSP traits or not, it's very much important for us to be kind to ourselves. I think if everybody exercised more compassion for themselves, it'd be easier for us to be willing to extend it far and beyond with one another. With that, thank you for watching this video.